Hello again.
What's up?
And now we're going to be doing paranormal experiences that happened to us or that we've heard of from people we know, and just, stuff like that. And if you guys have any paranormal experiences, just comment it down below. If you haven't heard of Birdie44, she is an amazing YouTuber, and she does scary stories year-round. And not just scary stories, she plays scary games like Bloody Mary and what is that one?
Black Mirror.
Black Mirror.
Blue Baby.
The hosting game, the closet game, just games like that. And she goes on paranormal adventures, I guess. But she's just so funny, and she's so nice and so kind. And her videos are awesome, and we're kind of inspired by her today.
One morning I woke up and I went out. I got ready for school and I went out and my closet light was on. But I make sure every night that the closet light is off and the door is shut all the way. But the light was on and I am terrified. And also, I experience this almost every night. I hear running downstairs in the middle of the night, and it's not my dog because he's fat and lazy, and you could tell if it was a dog because there's multiple feet, but it's like a person. My dad thinks it's him going to the bathroom, but you have to walk 3 feet to go to the bathroom from his bedroom, so I seriously doubt it's that. I don't know what that is. I seem to think it's haunted, this house, and so does she.
If it were to be haunted, I don't think it would be a mean spirit.
Yeah,
because it's very comfortable here. You don't feel uncomfortable, but there are moments when you're just like,
what was that?
Or who is that? Because you
Yeah.
just don't feel alone at sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. You don't feel uncomfortable. If anything, you feel more comfortable. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
they keep to themselves.
Is staying here, and I do not mind. This is a big home. Actually, not really, but the more the merrier.
Well, me and my family experience a lot of paranormal stuff. And I don't mean my close family, not my mom and my dad, but we do. But I mean a whole side of my family. And I mentioned them. They were the ones who stole a roadside. And it was them, that side of the family, that experiences a lot. And whatever it is seems to follow each of them. Like my Aunt Lizzie, she was moving into her dorm, and my mom and a couple of my other aunts. Okay, they have a big family. My grandma had 10 kids, and all of her kids had kids, at least 2 kids, except for one. And yeah, so it's a big family. We're helping her move into her dorm, and they kept on seeing this shadowy figure on the walls, out of the corner of your eye. They kept on seeing it everywhere. And just things like that. My Aunt Sammy's house, when she moved in, it didn't seem very bad. But she came home one day and all her cupboard doors were open and all her faucets were on, and she didn't know what that was. And it's a house that you come in through the door and there's a main floor and there's a little living room space, and then there's stairs that go up, and it's a kitchen, and there's that balcony. The kitchen balcony looks over that living room down there, and then you turn left and there's more rooms. And then there's also something that leads down, and there's more rooms down there. And my Aunt Gadine lived with my Aunt Sammy, and she had the room downstairs, one of them. And every morning she'd wake up, because my cousin Sam, he would go to school, and my Aunt Sammy would go to work. And she'd wake up, and she'd hear people running around upstairs. And she didn't know what it was, and we've experienced so much of that. She cared, but she didn't. She's like, okay, just as long as they keep to themselves, I'm fine with it. Just don't start messing with me. And
my cousin who lives in this town too. Her grandmother had died a long time ago, and her mom, her dad, and herself have seen the grandmother in their house. Her mom came out of their room to like get a glass of water or something, and she was sitting in their living room in the rocking chair, rocking back and forth, knitting something. It's a good, good spirit, and she feels like she's protected by her, like she's her guardian angel.
Because my dad, when he was a little boy, he loved strawberry milk. Loved it so much. And he was sitting in his living room, and his brother, my uncle, walked into the room with a big glass of strawberry milk. And he sat down and started drinking it. And then he walked away into like his room. And then my uncle, the same one, somehow came from outside wearing completely different clothes. And my dad was like, "Hey, where'd you get the strawberry milk?" And he's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Strawberry milk, you just came in here with it." And he's like, "I was outside the whole time. I didn't have strawberry milk." So basically, I have two not me, but of when a ghost has portrayed another person, which honestly, that scares me a lot, because that they have the power to do that.
My last story is a story that is kind of like a legend, myth kind of thing in our town, and we've kind of had experience with it.
Oh, I know.
At the intermediate school, like 3rd grade through 5th grade. Do you guys call your schools primary, intermediate, middle, high school? Like,
primary is the very first school you go to. It's kindergarten through like 2nd.
Yeah.
Intermediate, what is 3rd through 5th. 5th. Middle school is 6th through 8th, and high school is 9th through 12th. Do you guys do that?
Intermediate school is by our high school baseball field, and by the concessions area there is the bathrooms, and on the girls' bathroom door there is 2 red handprints.
That look like blood.
Or is it just one?
There's one.
Okay, one red handprint.
And it's a little one. You could tell it's a little girl.
Yeah, and it looks like blood. People say it's paint, but
who knows? It could be.
Yeah. And we were using the bathroom, and we went to the bathroom, and she had not heard this story, and so I told her about it, and then she thought it sounded familiar.
Yeah.
And we both had to go to the bathroom really bad, so we went inside, and we were like terrified, and we turned on the lights, and we both went in. There was 2 stalls, and
right when we sat down to go to the bathroom,
the lights went out.
And it's a motion light, actually, but it's one of those motion lights where you can press the button also.
Yeah.
So somebody had to press that button to make it go off, because we were obviously there moving around.
Yeah.
And I finished up really, really fast after that.
Yeah, she came out before me. She grabbed the door, and she was like so scared. She was trying to fan the light in like an idiot. And
so instead of holding the door open, I was sitting here fanning the light in. Who the hell does that?
And I have never finished peeing faster and wiped and got out of that stall, and we flew out of there.
I could have turned on the frickin' lights.
Yeah.
Or at least held the door open.
We ran all the way to the other school, across a soccer field and a baseball field.
It was scary. But those lights, there's no way it could have gone off by itself. Unless if there was huge electrical problems. But I never heard of them.
Yeah.
Because, I've used it, at baseball games or, the fireworks we have here.
Yeah.
And I've never heard of that happening. Okay, so my second experience with a ghost that has portrayed another person was with my Aunt Lizzie. And she is, so there's a Taylor side, and there's a Trepanier side. Trepanier side's my dad, Taylor side is my mom. And she had a boyfriend named Blake, and he and her were together for a really long time. And so basically she came home, and her boyfriend, okay, so they have a huge house because there was lots of kids. And there's stairs, and then there's like a landing area for the stairs, and then there's more stairs that go up. And my Aunt Lizzie's room was upstairs. And so she was walking up the stairs, and she stopped at the landing area to talk to my grandma, and my grandma thought her boyfriend was with her. And let's just call him Bill, okay? So Bill was supposedly standing right behind her the whole time. And he's a really nice person, and he was really close to my grandma. And my grandma was talking to my Aunt Lizzie, and like, he didn't acknowledge her at all, and he didn't smile at her, which was weird because you think you'd at least give a smile, but he didn't acknowledge her at all. And they finished talking, and Lizzie started going up the stairs, and Bill was so close to her. It looked like, you know when somebody walks really close to you, like trying to trip you or like take off the back of your shoes? That's what it looked like. That's how close she was, or he was to her. And they went upstairs, and the next morning she made this huge breakfast because she thought that Bill was there. But my Aunt Lizzie came downstairs, and she was like, well, where's Bill? And she's like, what are you talking about? She was like, well, Bill came home with you last night. And she's like, and she said that he was not there at all that whole night. He did not show up at all. And my grandma even swore that she saw his car, but apparently he was never there. And nobody else saw him that night except me. And yeah, so I think that's also very scary how ghosts can portray other people. If you're interested in seeing more of my stories, you can comment, like, whatever you guys would like to do, and we'll know that that's what you're interested in. And thank you for watching. Bye!
Peace out.